Welcome to spelling class. Today we're going to be on book completion and we're going to start on page 54. Let's begin. So as you see at the bottom of the page 54, you will find the definitions and the prefix bank for the words that we're going to complete. Just remember that this is set number 10. We have already seen it and we're just behind on the pages of the book. Okay, so let's begin. So we have inequities, which is the first word, and the prefix in means not. The base word equity means fair, and it's not fair is injustice. All right? Equator doesn't have any prefix, but the equus is equal, which is the base meaning of the word, and it means imaginary line that divides the earth into. Into what? Into equal parts. Equilateral means again, and in this case, it's not the base, it's the prefix meaning equus, which is equal, and ladder, which is side, and it's equal-sided, especially with shapes. Equivocate is a false cognate. You might think that it's equivocarse, but it's not what it is. Equivocate is to talk ambiguously, like not clear, or to give a double sense, or to pretend to give another sense to what we say. All right. So it's not speak or not speak clearly, and it's speak in misleading terms. Adequate, which is the other word, is add to, and is the make equal, to make a situation enough and to put all together for the necessary. Okay, and the word meaning is barely acceptable and enough. So number 6, we have equanimity. And for this set, from 6 to 10, we have the same prefix, which is equal. And it's all together your heart, your mind, and life. You have harmony and you have a balance. Okay, so in this case will be composure and calmness. So that is you all together. Equinox, which is the equus, again is equal, and nox is night, and it's equal nights. What we compare nights with? We compare nights with days. So that's why it's equal nights and days. Is a period when days and nights are of equal length. Okay, the same time, it's the hours are the same. What changes is when the sun sets. All right. Equivalent is again the same prefix, and val means worth. Okay, so we have of equal value. That's when I say, okay, this is an idiom, and I want the equivalent in Spanish. What is equivalent? Okay, equivalent is the same value in the other language, not the same words or not the same terms, but the same value or the same meaning. Equality, it's again equal, and ity, which is the suffix, is state or status, and in this case it's fairness, even treatment to the people. Okay, equality. Equilibrium, equal again, and it's livre, which is a scale or balance, which is explicit for the meaning of the word balance. Okay, let's move forward. And we have, I'm sorry for that because it wasn't supposed there. It wasn't supposed to be there. Number 1, the first day of spring arrives with the vernal up on March 21st. When we're talking about days and nights and spring, summer, and all those things, we're talking about equinox. All right. Now, number 2, in an triangle, the three angles measure 60 degrees. If all the sides are equal, so we have an equilateral triangle. Now, are you able to accept criticism on your writing with equanimity, with calm and all yourself together? Okay, number 4, despite efforts toward a more perfect union, many societies is still marred by a number of inequities that arise from factors not overseen or anticipated by the government. So inequities again is not fair situations or injustice situations. My grandfather lost his equilibrium when he got up from his chair too quickly, his balance. Number 2, when we convert a fraction into decimal, we learn that 1/4 is equivalent to 25%. Okay, equivalent is the same value. Now, Ecuador, a country in South America, got its name based on straddle the equator. Okay, they are related, but they're not the same pronunciation. Number 8, when Americans recite the Pledge of Allegiance and said with liberty and justice for all, They declare their belief in the equality of all people, regardless of their race, gender, or religious belief, sin importar, regardless. Okay? So, equality, equal treatment for all people. Number 9, most politicians are known to equivocate when answering questions that voters consider especially delicate. They give ambiguous answers and they try to confuse people. Number 10, I only did an adequate job on my science project this semester. I'll try harder next term. Adequate, again, is enough. I did an enough job, an acceptable job, but not what I have for to give or my intellectual ability. Okay, let's move forward to the next page. And we have the poem The Road to Equality. Okay, laden with hard stones lies the road of injustice, and it is pain by man's fever to hoard my face of color. I'm like you, though you do not see through to my soul, or inside my roots, where burdens were carried and crosses were left behind by the dead. If I could only surpass the iniquities of some and the hardcore hatred of others, then I shall truly be free, like Lincoln's promise. Here you will notice that iniquities is written in another way. In this case, is immoral. The other word on the previous page is not fair or injustice. This one is immoral, okay? This one that we have in the poem. This one, immoral. Okay, so what is the poet's view? What are the main obstacles to equality? Okay, the main obstacles can be the iniquities of some and the hardcore hatred of other people. I'm sorry that my keyboard corrected the word. It is iniquities or immoral, and not the previous word on the other page. And why? Do you agree or not? If that's your opinion, you put it at the end of the paragraph. Now, on the second stanza, we refer to what we talk about, and I want you to share one example of iniquities and hardcore hatred to others. Okay, the stanzas are the different paragraphs in a poem. Okay, so you can give me an example, not to go far away. You can talk about the man who was killed by a policeman in the United States. That's an example of iniquity and hardcore hatred to black people. Okay. Let's move forward to the last part. You're going to write a sentence with a main idea of this poem or thesis of this poem. Again, you have enough space to write a long sentence. And remember, you are in ninth grade, so you can do it by yourself. Now, on the next page, I want you to complete it by yourself because all the terms you have to define situations or your perspective about that. So you can do it by yourself. Now let's move forward to the next page. I'm just going to give you some answers and you complete the rest by yourself as well. Okay, I'm sorry. Equilibrium is the sense of balance, all right? So you don't need to do the lines, you just put the letter on the left of the word, okay? So the equatorial is a lot of tropical plants thrive in these regions. And then we have equilateral, which is the sides of triangles that are the same length. Okay, and for the last part, you have to complete a situation or describe a situation based on the words that you have on 9 and 10 example. If you have any questions about these pages that you had completed, just let me know. Remember, you can text me on WhatsApp before 7 p.m. at night. After that, I do not accept any messages or respond any messages from school. Okay? Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you complete the pages on time and see you next class. Take care. God bless you. Bye bye.